Hi there, my name's Chloe and I am owner and trainer of Rooted Dog Training. In this video, I want to talk to you about the prong collar. A lot of people out there are not fans of the prong collar because, well, it looks pretty evil and menacing, right? I mean, look at those horrible spikes on the collar. Isn't that going to injure or stab my dog? No, it's not going to do that. In fact, I believe that this is the most humane tool, or one of the most humane tools as far as collars go, especially to walk your dog on, that's out there. I mean, it really is an awesome tool that I think almost everyone needs. Okay, so the prong collar is ideally used for dogs that tend to pull on the walk, on the leash, right? Or even the dogs that have dog reactivity, which means that they bark or lunge at other dogs or people or objects or whatever, are just naughty dogs on the walk. This right here could probably fix your walk within a matter of minutes. That's how fantastic it is. And what's another cool feature about the prong collar is that, you know, a lot of people out there, they'll use the buckle collars or whatever kind of, you know, just walk them on a regular collar on the walk, right? And then because the dog pulls, they tend to do a lot of choking or gagging. Sometimes dogs will even vomit from the pressure that it puts on their throat, on their trachea, okay? Now, the prong collar actually prevents those issues. The reason why is because rather than putting constant pressure on just one area, which is the throat, the prong collar puts pressure evenly around the entire neck. So it doesn't put that pressure on the throat, okay? So you're not going to have those kinds of issues, which is fantastic, right? So if your dog has sensitivities towards the throat or you're having those sorts of issues, please move to a prong collar and you'll get away from those sorts of problems, okay? Now I have some recommendations as far as the prong collar goes. I only use one brand, and that is Hermspringer, okay? Some pet stores or feed stores will carry them, but not all of them. You may find them in a pet store, but they may be a knockoff brand and just not as good quality. So make sure you get the Hermspringer brand. You can see it right there. I know it might be backwards in your screen, but it is called a Hermspringer, okay? And it'll say it on there as well on the plate, okay? Now there are two different sizes that I use. The 2.25 millimeter, which is this little guy here. Okay, it's kind of twisted up. I'll get it untwisted for you. And then this one right here is the 3.0 millimeter, okay? I don't use anything bigger. There really is no reason to do so. So just a 2.25 or a 3.0. I'm going to show you how to link them up and size them. This one is all tangled. There we go. Okay, and that will happen from time to time. Okay, so you got a 2.25, right? All you do is you can use the plate right here. Squeeze them in there. Real simple, real simple. Some people have a hard time with these in the beginning, so all I do is encourage you to sit in front of the TV and put it on and off all by yourself, just in your hand, not on the dog yet. Okay? So you can use the plate, right? And you want to fit them in the two holes. Okay? And all you do is squeeze these little things, like the links here, okay? You're going to squeeze them together and then push them in the holes. Real simple, okay? You could also do it here. So all I do is push down on these ones and then pull these up, pinch, right? Pinch right here. These two fingers, pinching, pull out, okay? And the same thing to put it back in. Now the way you size these is you only need one size. There are no like different size gauge. There's only different size gauges, okay? So those are where you want to focus on. The smaller ones are great for smaller dogs or dogs that have very little to no fur. Excuse that real quick. I had a cat that was getting too friendly with teasing a dog, okay? And that may not be good. Okay, so back to our video. So the way you size these guys is to take out links or add links, okay? Now, I know they have the 2.25, 3.0, and so on, but those are just the sizes and gauges. So if you'll notice, right? These are smaller and 3.0 is bigger, okay? 3.0 is really mostly for big dogs, heavy fur kind of stuff. This one would be little fur, you know, little to no fur and smaller dogs, okay? So the way you do that is you just pull out the links, size it up. If your dog has a bigger or smaller neck, you just take out as many. If you have like a really small dog, you may only end up with 2 prongs, and that's okay. It'll still work, okay? But if you have a bigger dog, then you're gonna need to add more links. And you can purchase links separately from the collar, so you can add as many as you need. And the same works for the bigger gauge, okay? So you just take them out. It's gonna be a little harder to pull them out, but I assure you can do it, right? So they just come out like that, and then you can add them in the same way. Now, I have a couple little safety precautions that you can take to add to these guys. Especially if you're dealing with an aggressive or very reactive dog, I want to make sure that you have some backups, okay? In case there are times when we don't put on our prong collar right, okay? We make a mistake, you know, one link's hanging out or it's just barely in, okay? And then when you're on the walk and the dog does something and, you know, shakes its head, the collar comes off and then you have a loose dog, okay? So if you have an aggressive dog, you definitely don't want to be taking those kinds of risks. So what I want you to do is you get a carabiner, okay? So you can use a big one for the bigger gauges, okay, the 3.0. Hook it to the dead ring, okay? And then hook this to your buckle collar ring, okay? Because this swivel here is where you're going to attach your leash, okay? So you have your carabiner on the dead ring, okay, on the chain, and then your leash is hooked up to the swivel. Okay, I'll demonstrate that on the smaller one so you can see. Just getting an idea. Get this going for you. Okay, I gotta link it up. Now I have a smaller carabiner, okay? Not the swivel, the dead ring, okay? And the reason it's dead is because it can't, you know, swivel like the other one, right? Okay, so then you hook this to your buckle collar on your dog. And then your leash goes on the swivel. Okay, so maybe that's easier to see without all the tags on the other one. Okay, and then your dog's head's through here. I'll demonstrate it on a dog for you to see, but I want you to see this way too. Okay? Another thing you can do, another safety precaution, is I found, and I know a lot of trainers have had issues with the swivel. For some reason, the clip comes off. I don't know, the dog shakes and it comes off. It's really weird and random. But I have another precaution. There's lots of little ideas out there. You may find another one. But I use this guy. It's just a little wire ring. You can find them at, you know, your Home Depot or whatever. And once you just untwist it, you can leave this permanently on the leash because there's really no sense in doing it every single time. That would be time consuming. And I just want you to stick it through here and then into your swivel. Okay, so this way, you could also use a carabiner to do this, but I just like this so it's less bulky looking. Okay, so I twist that on all the way, make it secure. So just in case this guy slips out, you're still connected. Same thing with the carabiner. Okay, if a prong collar comes off, you're still connected to your buckle collar with the carabiner. Okay. So you got all these backups just in case. Okay, so we got Skylar here. And what we're going to do is, you notice we got her buckle collar on, okay? Then you're going to grab your prong collar and make sure that you practice beforehand, you know, sit in front of the TV and get used to putting it on and off without the dog, so that way you don't stress out the dog by any means. And then we're going to pinch them together, just like so. Okay, so we gotta make sure that the leash is on top. You see the leash is connected with the swivel ring, and I got this wire lock. I have no idea what they call this, but just to ensure that it doesn't slip off of the swivel. Sometimes that'll happen with these 2.25s. Just randomly the dog's head will shake and it'll come off. It's really weird. So I have a little backup there. And then you have your carabiner as well. Put your carabiner to the buckle collar and you're all set to go. Just like that. Look good? All right, you guys.